43-8, the Seahawks are world champs. Game that was 22-0 at the half ends 43-8.
It's really been fun to be with the fellas. Oh, yeah, you guys. Yeah. Let's go through.
And you can hear Pete Carroll saying he wants to get to his players.
Hey, Kim, no! Hey, coach. Oh, yeah, baby. We did it. And we did it all way. All way. Let's go, coach. We need to be players. Hey, Mary.
Pete Carroll's defense stepped up in this game, set the tone early. Russell Wilson, a guy they said was too small. He is a world champion. And we'll take you now down to Pam Oliver. Pam.
Well, Russell, you did it. This team did it. Everything you guys went through together as a unit. Confetti is flying. How satisfying is this feeling?
Oh, man, it's a true blessing, man. God's so good. We believed that we would get here. At the beginning of the season, I told the guys, hey, why not us? We believed that we could get here. We had the talent. We had the coaching staff. We had the best fans in the National Football League, and we wanted to win it all. And we just said, hey, go 1-0. And that was our mentality throughout the whole thing. We continue to fight. We continue to grow together. We got great teammates, man, and I couldn't have done without the guys.
Didn't that echo something your dad once told you? Russell, why not you?
Yeah, he used to always tell me, Russ, why not you? And what that kind of meant is, believing yourself, believing in the talent that God's giving you, even though you're 5'11", you can go a long ways. And so, that's why I, decided to play football, and I wanted to go against the odds a little bit.
Team win all the way around. Just what you guys did, what you talked about coming into this game, what you wanted to establish early.
Well, our preparation was unbelievable, and it was a great team win. Special teams, Percy Harvin coming back, kickoff return, and the defense was relentless. Offensively, we were clicking on all cylinders, and so that's what we wanted to be, and especially the last game of the season, to finish that way in that fashion, that's our mindset. We want to be champions every day and bring it every time.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. Go Hawks.
Back to you.
They talk about players who have all the intangibles. He's got them. Referenced his late father, Harry Wilson, who said, why not you? He said, why not us? Tonight, it's him, it's them. Seahawks are world champions. Chevrolet Super Bowl postgame show coming up.
When Esurance told me we bought the first commercial after the big game, I was like, great. And then they told me how much they saved, $1.5 million, about 30%, which is what they say they could save you. And since they like passing on their savings, that's what they're going to do right now. With this. What? Yeah, just tweet hashtag EsuranceSave30, and they'll give all this to one of you. Oh, I think I got guac on the money. I'll just keep this. No. Okay, putting it back.
This is the magical new iPad Air with Retina display.
And this is the new Kindle Fire with an HDX display. It has nearly 1 million more pixels than the iPad Air.
This new iPad Air is astonishingly light.
The new Kindle Fire is actually 20% lighter.
Yes, but the iPad is only $4.99.
The Kindle's only $3.79.
I see.
The new Kindle Fire HDX. Sharper, lighter for less.
In the real world, security surrounds us. There are cameras, police, guards. But who looks after us online, where we spend more than $200 billion a year? American Express can help protect you with intelligent security that learns your spending patterns and can alert you instantly to an unusual charge. So you can be a member of a more secure world. This is what membership is. This is what membership does.
There's one. What is that?
It's my Dale call.
That's way better than my duck call.
If you're on a diet of taking it up a notch,
It's just different.
drink Diet Dew, the only diet with dew in it.
Today we're gonna play a little game. Which 4G LTE map has the most coverage?
This isn't real difficult.
Pretty obvious to me.
I'm gonna have to say Verizon.
Verizon has...
That's right!
The choice is obvious. Verizon is America's largest and most reliable 4G LTE network, with data plans starting as low as $45 monthly access, including unlimited talk and text. Plus, free world messaging unlimited for 3 months. That's powerful. Verizon. Act now and get the Samsung Galaxy S4, now just $99.99.
When it comes to Brooklyn Nine-Nine, we know 4 things. 1, it's the best sitcom on TV. 2, it's a Golden Globe winner. 3, it's on after the Super Bowl.
What's the 4th thing you know?
All the lyrics to Taylor Swift's Love Story. It's like she knows exactly what my heart is thinking.
All new tonight after the Super Bowl on Fox.
I'm Connie Serber, and I'm a bacon farmer.
Go to fortheloveofbacon.org, click the like button, and upload a photo showing us how much you love bacon. You'll have a shot at winning a year's supply. If you don't think you need a year's supply of bacon, let me remind you, it's bacon.
This is Adam's new Honda Accord Sport, with the horsepower that will allow him to witness the single greatest moment in the history of sports. The Pandora that will inspire many musical collaborations. And the car that will hear embarrassing stories, never to be uttered again, to anyone, ever. Start something special now with the Accord Sport, named one of Car and Driver's 10 best a record 28 times. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Your privacy.
Protecting your personal info.
Staying with the story from beginning to end.
This case just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Fox 19 investigates.
Welcome to the Chevrolet Super Bowl 48 postgame show on Fox.
Well, Percy Harvin started and finished 1 game all season for the Seahawks, but he was a big part of tonight's victory as Seattle cruises in Super Bowl 48. We'll be back here to MetLife Stadium live with more postgame celebration as the Seahawks are champions.
His truck, and a very eligible bachelor. And lonely hearts. And romance in the air. And hello, ladies. The new Chevy Silverado Heavy Duty. Strong for all the roads ahead.
Dad, I'd like you to meet my boyfriend.
Great to meet you. I'm an athlete.
Soccer.
Yeah.
I don't like soccer. I'm from Pittsburgh. We play real football.
American football, yeah.
No. Real football.
You're our top agent. We need you.
My job is to hunt terrorists. I don't negotiate. I don't take prisoners. Within 3 days, I will find you. Start counting.
3 days to kill.
So you like to score?
Definitely, yeah. On the field only.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yep, and you could customize it. I can download anything I want.
Seriously? That's a lot of music.
Seriously?
That's insane.
And it's $15 a month for the family.
Seriously? That's a lot of gold rope.
Seriously, that's a signature look. You don't have a signature look, honey. That's a signature look. Only AT&T brings you Beats Music. Unlimited downloads for up to 5 accounts and 10 devices. All for $14.99 a month.
To all the girlfriends out there who just wanted to try a chicken wing, who just wanted one of our nachos, and who said things like,
I'm fine. When we're ordering chili cheese fries. Sorry, but you're gonna have to get your own. Chili cheese fries and Chipotle Ranch chicken, grilled inside a tortilla so you don't have to share. Taco Bell's newest loaded grillers. Appetizers for just $1.
Seahawks fans, your team just won Super Bowl 48. And now, direct from NFLShop.com, you can own the Seahawks Super Bowl 48 collection, which includes a t-shirt, hat, towel, and Blu-ray. It's the official Super Bowl product worn by players and coaches during the post-game celebration and the official Blu-ray of Super Bowl 48. Don't miss out on this great opportunity. Own a piece of Seahawks history and visit NFLShop.com now.
From these historic sands, legends will rise.
500 brutal miles.
The great American race returns. The Daytona 500, February 23rd, only on Fox.
Welcome back to the Chevrolet Super Bowl 48 postgame show on Fox.
The party just beginning for the 12th man here at MetLife. Time for the presentation of the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Let's send it up to public address announcer Scott Graham.
Ladies and gentlemen, he led the Oakland Raiders to victory at Super Bowl 18 with his record-setting 74-yard touchdown. Please welcome the MVP of Super Bowl 18, NFL Hall of Famer, Marcus Allen, and the Vince Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, all right, let's get started. Everybody, how about those Seattle Seahawks and the 12th man that traveled all the way to MetLife Stadium? Now here to present the Lombardi Trophy, the Super Bowl 48 champion Seattle Seahawks, Commissioner Roger Goodell. Take it away, Commissioner.
Let me first give a great shout out to New York and New Jersey for a spectacular week here at Super Bowl, so thank you. To Coach Carroll and his team, what an incredible performance. Dominated all the way. Fantastic performance. Paul, you've been here before, once before, but now you get to take the Lombardi Trophy home to the 12th man. Congratulations, world champions.
Now, got a few words for us, Mr. Allen?
It's such an amazing feeling to be able to take the Lombardi Trophy back to Seattle and the people of the Northwest. And the 12th man has supported us in such an amazing way all year. But I have to give so much credit to Pete Carroll and John Snyder for putting this team together. The preparation you saw today on the field was amazing, and the work by all the players to get here just amazing, amazing performances today. Just great.
Well, congratulations. Now, I'm not going to let you. You got to pass that on to Coach Carroll. Coach Carroll, come on over here with me. Grab that trophy. Get a hold of it. Now, Coach, how proud of you of this team? Because this team, everyone said they're too young. They have no experience in the Super Bowl. And you guys have come out here, not only won Super Bowl 48, but you dominated it. How proud are you of this team?
Well, this is an amazing team. These guys started a long time ago. It took 4 years to get to this point. But they've never taken a step sideways or backwards from going forward to make this team the way it is now. I'm so proud to be part of them, John, all of the work that John has done to put this thing together. But these guys right here would not take anything but a win in this ball game. They did never think that anything else was going to happen.
Well, I tell you what. I know these guys, they worked hard for it, and I know they did a lot of it for you. They've taken on your personality.
One more thing. We take this trophy back, and everybody here knows, all our players know, we take this trophy back to the 12th man. An unbelievable spirit, unbelievable group. It's their trophy.
All right. Well, let's get your quarterback up here. Mr. Russell Wilson. Yes. You know what? This is a rare thing to have a guy in his second year standing up here hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. And a lot, Russell, has been put on your back, and you handled it like a veteran player. And what did it say about this team and about you and the way you come out here and you be able to perform in the biggest stage and really put on an incredible team performance?
Well, you know, first of all, God is so good, man. He brought me here a mighty long way, and so, you know, the other thing is my teammates are just incredible. You know, we've been relentless all season, ever since we lost Atlanta last year in the playoffs. I remember having that good feeling. I was like, man, we're gonna go to the Super Bowl. And you know, it all started with the championship off season that we had, and just going into training camp and just having that mentality of having a championship every day. And you know, tonight was just unbelievable. The thing you want to do at the end of the season, you want to play your best football, and that's what we did tonight. And our 12th man fans are the best in the world.
I tell you, it is rare to have a quarterback that looks like he needs to be carded everywhere he goes. Pass that trophy on to the MVP of Super Bowl 48, Mr. Malcolm Smith. So, Malcolm, you had the big play in the NFC Championship game. Now you come out, you catch the interception, you run it back for the touchdown, that you really take over the game. How does it feel when you woke up this morning? Did you have any feeling this was going to be your moment, your day?
No way. It felt good, though. I woke up jumping, bouncing, and it just turned out great for us tonight.
Well, it turned out more than great for you tonight. You know what's even better, man? I got something for you. I got some keys right here. All right? I got some keys. Now, yeah, only thing is you got to give me this on the weekends, because you are now the proud owner of Super Bowl 48 MVP of a Chevrolet 2014 High Country Silverado, Chevrolet's first ever premium truck. Congratulations, young man. Enjoy it. You have earned it. And so have your Seattle Seahawks. You guys have more than earned the title of Super Bowl 48 champions. Congratulations to all of you, ownership and coaches. Kurt Menefee, back to you.
All right, thank you, Michael. Congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. The celebration will continue, and we'll check in with the Broncos right after this word, so stick around.
A man and his truck, and tofu, and veggie burgers, and raw kale salads. All fine, just not today.
Whatever you do.
Introducing High Country, the premium Silverado.
Do it good.
Silverado, 2014 North American Truck of the Year.
At Metro PCS, we believe in the power of the period. It keeps you from spending too much on wireless.
Unlimited data, talk, and text. $40, period. Everything you want.
Even the taxes and regulatory fees are rolled right in. $40, period. On a nationwide 4G LTE network, no annual contract, $40, period. That's period power. Everything you want, $40, period. Only at Metro PCS.
I have a 401k retirement plan.
I started part-time. Now I'm a manager.
My employer matches my charitable giving. Really?
I get bonuses even working part-time.
Where I work, over 400 people are promoted every day.
Healthcare, starting under $40 a month.
I got education benefits.
I work at Walmart.
I'm a pharmacist, sales associate.
I manage produce.
I work in logistics.
There's more to Walmart than you think.
Opportunity. That's the real Walmart.
Seahawks fans, your team just won Super Bowl 48. And now, direct from NFLShop.com, you can own the Seahawks Super Bowl 48 collection, which includes a t-shirt, hat, towel, and Blu-ray. It's the official Super Bowl product worn by players and coaches during the post-game celebration and the official Blu-ray of Super Bowl 48. Don't miss out on this great opportunity. Own a piece of Seahawks history and visit NFLShop.com now.
This is the cosmos, and it's the greatest story science has ever told.
After the game,
your fly's down. I'm wearing shorts. There is no fly.
That's not what your mom said.
You make no sense.
And now I'm inside your head.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, all new tonight on Fox. Well, a dominating performance for the Seattle Seahawks tonight as they win by 35 points. Largest margin of victory since Jimmy Johnson's 1993 Cowboys beat Buffalo 52-17. For every victor, there is a losing team as well, and our Aaron Andrews spoke with the coach of that losing team tonight, John Fox.
John, you guys entered this game with the most high-powered offense in the NFL. What happened tonight?
Well, I think we just ran into a buzzsaw. I mean, we didn't play well enough to beat a very, very good Seattle Seahawks team. And, you know, my hat's off to Pete and his staff and his players. They played very well.
You told me at halftime we have to stop turning the ball over. Why were you guys running into problems with turnovers?
Well, I mean, I think you got to give some of the credit to Seattle Seahawks defense. You know, they stripped the ball, had it out a couple times, and then the 2 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown.
With everything that Peyton has accomplished this year and all that he puts into the game, which we all know, how's he taking it right now?
You know, I mean, disappointed like all of us. You know, I think he had a tremendous year, and, you know, we just didn't finish it like we'd like to, but we accomplished a lot of good things. I'm proud of the guys in that locker room, including Peyton, all the things they went through and the things they overcame.
Thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.
I thank you, Aaron.
All right, thanks a lot to John Fox for taking the time to join us in what has to be a very difficult moment for him. Loses his 2nd Super Bowl as a head coach. But before we say goodnight, how about some final thoughts from you guys? Start with you, Jimmy.
Well, yeah, Kurt, you know, you look at the dominating performance by the defense, but, you know, the #1 predictor of any ball game is going to be turnover ratio. Seattle Seahawks, they dominated all year long. They led the NFL. And then tonight, they had 4 takeaways, 1 for a touchdown, and they did not turn it over. So they just had a dominating performance, especially on defense.
Before I picked the Seahawks tonight, I asked the question, could a dominant defense win in this new age NFL with all the rule changes geared to enhance offenses, to put points up on the board? The question was, had Seattle seen anything like this Denver Broncos receiving corps? Could they deal with that? Could they deal with Peyton Manning? I think we got the answer to both questions in this game today.
Did you get to start asking, is this a very, very, very special defense because of the offensive era we live in and the performance they had tonight?
Well, I think they're a very special defense, and they're a defense that I think teams around the league are going to be looking to model themselves after.
All right, that'll do it for our coverage here on the Fox Network. We'd like to send one last shout out to our man Terry Bradshaw, who's home in Louisiana. We love you, buddy.
Love you, man.
We miss you, man. Up next on Fox, though, New Girl, followed by Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And for more Super Bowl coverage, just head over to Fox Sports Live on Fox Sports 1. From everyone at Fox Sports, thank you for an incredible season, and congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. They are champion of Super Bowl 48.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate this thing called
Prince! Ow!
In every man's life, there is one party that changes everything. I'm Prince.
Yes, that Prince.
The first snap to the second half with Percy Harvin's kickoff return for a touchdown. So I'd like to welcome our audience in once again, and just kind of get our first instant reaction when you saw, a score of 43-8. What did you think?
This defense is outstanding.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, for a quarterback in the pocket, you're getting pressure from the right, pressure from the left, up the middle. Then you get a ball tip that's intercepted, go back pick six, you throw another interception, and as a quarterback, you're just saying to yourself, hey, let's just get things going. I need to get a couple completions. Let's continue to move the chains, and we'll be all right. But all of a sudden, now
when do you say we're not going to be all right? Yeah, when does that point happen in the game?
I believe you see it on his face when Percy Harvin was taking off. That's when he knew.
The kickoff return, that's coming out of the second, that was it. It was pretty much over.
The Seahawks set the tone from the word go. With the safety, the time of possession in the first quarter is 11:41 Seahawks, 3:19 for the Broncos. They kept Peyton Manning off the field from the word go.
There were so many things to point to, not to mention the MVP of this game. Who in the world would have thought it would have been a linebacker? The first since Ray Lewis. Malcolm Smith, our hat is off to him. Only the third linebacker ever to win MVP in a Super Bowl. There are so many things. I guess it's only fitting that a linebacker is the MVP in this game, considering how surprising
this game it to the whole defense,
really was.
They couldn't give it to the whole defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Richard Sherman walked off in crutches. There are so many things to discuss, and with that, for more reaction, we sent it back over the Hudson River to our Fox NFL Sunday crew. Take it away, Kurt.
All right, thanks a lot. We are here to wrap up Super Bowl 48, the victorious Seattle Seahawks, and we're joined right now by the starting strong safety for the Seahawks. Congratulations, Cam Chancellor. And not to bring up sore subjects, but tonight you win by 35 points, largest margin of victory since Jimmy's team beat Buffalo, and you held this team to 8 points. That's the fewest points any team has scored since Michael's Giants back in Super Bowl 35 against the Baltimore Ravens. But the point is, this was a dominating performance by your defense. Obviously, you're always confident going in, but did you think you could do that to Peyton Manning in this high-scoring offense in league history?
Definitely. We have tons of respect for Peyton Manning, but, we always stay true to our format and stay true to what we do on defense. We are fundamentally sound, and, we don't change for anybody.
Hey, Cam, Pete Carroll was a hard-hitting safety back at University of Pacific. Did he teach you how to do that? Oh, yeah.
No, he didn't teach me the hard hit. I always say that's a want to. You got to want to hit hard. You got to want to tackle. It's an attitude, and that's something I bring to the defense. That's something the defense brings to the team.
Well, that's something that you definitely do. We've seen it in the games before. We saw it today. Your hit today kind of changed the whole, really got your team. You should change your nickname to the Regulator. You regulate in the back end.
My other name is the Machine.
The Machine.
They call me the Machine because like I said, I went down, but I'm back in. I'm always ready to go. You can't take the machine out.
So in addition to the big hit, you get the interception, you're covering kickoffs. Jimmy and I were actually concerned about you running down on the kickoffs, what happened there, but I think this league is changing. I think with the advent of the big wide receivers, I think the Seattle Seahawks secondary is the model that teams are going to be looking for. Do you realize that teams are now trying to emulate what you guys have in Seattle?
I hear about it a lot, and I hear coaches are talking about going to get taller corners and longer corners and bigger safeties, and it's all fine and dandy to go and do that, but you can't simulate the hearts. These guys on our team, we have tons of heart, man. You can't model that or imitate that.
Forget the heart. Where you gonna find the tall corners and safety?
Not many guys your size around the league. Congratulations once again on being a Super Bowl champion. That's Cam Chancellor. Right now, let's get it back to Ryan Field in Los Angeles. We'll be back here with more after this. Ryan?
What do we do? Welcome back inside our Fox Sports Live studios in LA. Still so much to get to, but we're going to talk about Russell Wilson, guys. Joined now by Kirk Morrison, Brendan Iambadejo. Can we see that Super Bowl ring real quick? You talk about
that must be nice.
Matt Leinart, guys very familiar with quarterbacks. Talk about Russell Wilson, what you saw from him tonight.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, he did tonight exactly what he's done all season, is play efficient. I don't look at him as a game manager. He doesn't impress you with his numbers, but what he impresses me with is he doesn't turn the ball over. He leads this offense, and he moves the ball. He moves the chains with his feet and with his arm, and tonight he played perfectly. He didn't have to do a whole lot. This defense really won this game for him, but he played the way he's done all year, and, good for him.
Yeah, he played the way he plays all season, but Jack Del Rio, of course, he was telling his guys, keep this guy in the pocket, keep this guy in the pocket, but he got out of the pocket easily.
He did. Let's get back to Kurt Menefee and company at MetLife Stadium right now, guys. Take it away.
Champion Seahawk, Percy Harvin, your first year in Seattle. You were injured through most of this season, only had 38 plays. You started and finished tonight, and what a game to pick to make your first complete game here with the Seahawks. You got to feel good about this.
Man, this feeling was so great to me. Just to be able to be out there and to give back to my teammates. I told all week I wouldn't probably been here if it wasn't for my teammates, man. The back and forth, up and down, it took a toll on me. To finally be able to get out here and give my teammates back something for 4 quarters, man, meant the world to me.
One quick one, because right before the playoffs, everybody thought you were going to be put on injured reserve, not even be here for the postseason. Obviously, that changed. What was it that got you here to the postseason? Physically.
Coach came to me on Tuesday. He looked me in my eye. He said, can you go? And I told him yes, and that was without seeing the doctors or anybody. And I told him I wanted to play. So we went and started consulting with all the doctors, and they told me they was going to give me another chance. When they told me that, I took off running and went right to the practice field and put my stuff on.
Can you go?
To hear that, it was incredible, man.
Yeah, we've all heard that. Can you go, son? Which puts a little pressure on you. But, you know, the kickoff, the fact that you haven't played a lot this season, you get the kickoff, and you just take off and you go. Is that just an instinct? Is that just Percy Harvin being Percy Harvin? What are you feeling? Are you thinking I might get run down? I'm a little out of shape. What's going through your mind?
What was so great about that play is we hadn't put it on film all year. It was a counter right, which a lot of my returns came from in the past. And Coach told me he wasn't going to let nobody else run it till I got back. And those guys had so much belief in me. When we came out of halftime and Coach said we was going to run it, those guys just looked at me in my eye and said, we'll meet you in the end zone.
Percy, Thursday, I asked your coach, Pete Carroll, I said, what about Percy Harvin? And a smile went on his face from ear to ear. He expected that. Did you expect it?
Absolutely. I had a great 2 weeks of practice. The Saints week, I was starting to feel myself again. That's why it was a bummer going out that game, because I was starting to get comfortable again. So to go out with a concussion, that really set me back a lot. So to finally get in my groove, get 2 solid weeks of practice, I was just chomping at the bits to get out here.
You know, this league is filled with fast players, and, you know, I found it remarkable, and I think we all did, to a man, coaching staff, players on the Seattle Seahawks, when they talk about you, they say they couldn't imagine someone being faster. That's a tremendous statement about we're talking about a league filled with fast players.
Man, to hear that, that's just a tremendous honor, man. This team, man, it's incredible. The way they lean on me, the belief they have in me. This game was so important to me to finally give them what they was believing in. Man, it meant the world to me.
Well, you're worth every dollar and every draft pick they gave up.
No doubt.
I think any team would make that trade for a world championship, and you certainly were a big part of bringing that to Seattle. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Looking at the other side, I saw Adrian Peterson this week. He said if you had still been in Minnesota, they would have maybe not been here, but they certainly would not have had the year they had. He certainly talked about how much he missed you. You have been a difference maker to 2 teams. One bad, but right now, congratulations, you are a world champion because of this trade.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Percy Harvin from the Seattle Seahawks celebrating winning Super Bowl 48. More from MetLife in just a bit, but now back to Los Angeles.
All right, Kurt, thanks. The Seahawks, the first #1 seed to win a Super Bowl since the 2009 Saints. The celebration just getting underway in Seattle. Percy Harvin, we just heard from him. His return was such a big deal for the Seahawks, and we saw that especially with that kickoff return there to start the second half.
On Saturday, I was looking back, I'm saying, who's going to be the momentum changer for this football game? And at the end of the day, I said, so start my list off, it had to be Percy Harvin. You have not had a chance to game plan for Percy Harvin and what he presents to this Seahawk offense. He's a fly series guy, meaning that he can go on motion, hand the ball off. We saw today 2 of those runs that he had 45 yards, and then you can put him in the backfield. What he does in the kickoff return, he today changed the element of the Seahawk offense that I thought in the NFC Championship game, they missed that. That's why their offense looked a little stagnant. But Percy Harvin today, you got to tip your hat to a guy who didn't play throughout the whole entire year almost, but came up on the biggest stage today.
Yeah, and a Seahawks offense that was playing so well to begin with, and you add another weapon to the fold, and that was too much for Denver to overcome.
Yeah, really, he was the missing link that they've been missing all season. The vertical guy, the guy that's dynamic, that could do so many things. You see him on the kickoff return. No one could catch him. You see him running the sweep, looking like it's a college sweep, like you said, the fly. And then they're throwing him the ball out of the backfield, throwing a little wrinkle to the offense. And exactly, you can't game plan for that. You have to throw a wrinkle into your offense. That was the wrinkle that they threw in, and he finished the game for the first time all year.
Peyton Manning on the losing end of this Super Bowl. He's addressing the media right now in New York. Let's take you there live.
That's what they do to a lot of teams. They can get the lead on a team. It definitely benefits their team and their defense, and we certainly didn't want to do that. We wanted to keep the game on the field, keep the score even, and got behind early. Never could make a run to catch up, and from that standpoint, it was definitely a disadvantage for us and an advantage for them. Well, we knew they were an excellent defense. As far as the schemes, we thought they were going to play. Yeah, it's what they thought. Like I said, once the score got 21-0, 28-0, I think sometimes the defenses change a little bit based on the score of the game. But early on, yeah, it's what we expected. They executed better than we did. We knew they had a good defense. We knew they were fast, and it was still, it was a matter of us doing our jobs better, and we just didn't do that tonight. First play was a cadence issue. We were using the snap count on the play, and due to the noise, no one could hear me. And so really I was walking up to the line of scrimmage to sort of make a change and try to get us on the same page, and then the ball was snapped. So really just an overall nobody's fault, not Manny's fault, just a noise issue that really caused that play to happen. I can't say that. I don't really have a comparison, really. They're an excellent team. They deserve to win tonight. They played better than we did. Well, it's disappointing for our entire team. We worked hard to get to this point, overcame a lot of obstacles to be here, put in a lot of hard work, did some really good things just to have this opportunity. So, but certainly to finish this way, it's very disappointing. And it's not an easy pill to swallow, but eventually we have to.
I mean, I get a lot more opportunities lately, and I just try to make the most of them, be prepared. And our team just plays so well that the speed of the game and the way we attack, it's just opportunities all over the field. All right. Guess we had good coverage on the back end. Peyton kind of scanned the opposite side of the field and was working his way back. We had excellent pressure. Somebody got their arm on the ball. I didn't even see who. Okay, Cliff. And I guess the ball came out high, and I was just fortunate enough. The running back was kind of sitting there waiting on it, and I kind of just attacked it and took off. I didn't get invited to the combine. Yeah. 4-4. That's what I heard. Yeah. It didn't look like it, though. It was a little tired. No, absolutely not. I mean, I was just happy to be on the field, man, honestly. Right. We just have a great group of guys that feed off each other well, guys that have the same kind of attitude and approach towards the game. A bunch of guys with chips on their shoulder and guys that have been overlooked. And it's just, for us to be here, come this far, the way our fans support us, it's great. Right. It just represents our defense well. I'm just here to represent the defense, honestly. I played a role tonight where I had a couple opportunities, and you've seen guys all year make those kind of plays, and tonight was my turn, and I'm here, but it's definitely on behalf of them. It's great, man. It's great for our family. You know, I don't think we ever imagined being a pair of Super Bowl winning brothers, but for us to be here and him to be over there watching this is excellent. No.
The smile says it all. There's a lot of smiles if you are a Seattle Seahawks fan in Times Square, and as evidence evidenced by the post-game speeches from Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson constantly thanking the 12th man. I don't know if I have heard more congratulatory speeches made for a fan base than I heard tonight. Welcome back, everybody, to our Times Square studios. Donovan McNabb, Andy Roddick, and Ephraim Salam. We are still trying to digest the fact that Seattle won by the tune of 43-8 over the Denver Broncos, the #1 offense in the NFL. And just the fact that Malcolm Smith, MVP, and wasn't even invited to the combine. You've got to tip your hat to John Snyder and this organization making 284 transactions a couple years ago to build this team. And we know they're young. We know their contracts are going to be up and they're going to have to pay a lot of money. But right now they are reaping the rewards, and they can now say they are Super Bowl champs for the first time. So, Ephraim, I want to start with you. What is it about this team?
It's more like a sense of family, right? We mentioned those 284 transactions and 1,000. That was just in the first year, and 1,000 since 2010. They were trying to get it right, and they obviously did. They were finding players that didn't have the spotlight on them, guys who really, knew how to play but just needed an opportunity, and Pete was great at bringing those guys in.
You heard Michael Strahan say at the end that this team has taken on the identity of Pete Carroll.
Yes.
Our colleague Matt Leinart has also commented on that. We will get into that more. But first, I want to go back out to the field. Chris Myers is with, unfortunately, a guy that left the game on crutches, an integral part of this Seahawks team and the reason why they are even Super Bowl champs, Richard Sherman.
Well, congratulations. You feeling okay?
I'm feeling great, man. A win takes away all the pain. World championship with great guys like Bobby Wagner, Russell Wilson, Earl Thomas, Doug Baldwin, man, it feels great.
Great teamwork. How were you able to at least control the best offense in football coming into this game and the great quarterback, Peyton Manning?
Teamwork. It was a total group effort. A lot of people were focused on Richard Sherman versus Peyton Manning versus the Legion of Boom. It took the linebackers doing a great job dropping. It took the D-line doing a great job getting the rush, and it took us in the back end holding up all day and getting turnovers. And Cam Chancellor did a fantastic job. Earl Thomas did a fantastic job.
Is that chip still on your shoulder? You guys are now the #1 team. You're the Super Bowl champions. You can't still be acting like you're not getting enough respect.
We don't get enough respect. They doubted us coming into this game. We were underdogs in this game, and we were the #1 seed coming in. And they doubted us. So
are we the best defense in the world yet?
Absolutely.
Do we get that credit? Best defense in the world.
You were the best. Yes, you were coming in.
I appreciate that.
You were only giving up 14 points a game coming in.
We gave up less.
You improved on that.
Yeah, we won.
Well, stay well and enjoy the offseason.
Thank you very much.
My goodness.
You love that?
Oh, man. That's how you get TV time.
Get your shine on, baby.
Donovan loves that. There's a lot of Seattle Seahawks fans here in Times Square outside of our studio that are very happy right now. They traveled a long way from Seattle to New York City to root on their team, and rightfully so. 43-8 is the final score in Super Bowl 48, the first ever Super Bowl championship for the Seattle Seahawks. We've talked about it all year long. This Seattle defense, you saw Richard Sherman there on crutches. Our own NFL insider, Mike Garafolo, reporting that it's a high ankle sprain. Luckily for Richard, he's got some time to recover here in the offseason while shining his Super Bowl ring. But I want to go to the mindset, Donovan. This is why you're on this show. You give us the perspective of a quarterback that has been in these high-pressure situations, even in the Super Bowl. I want the inside perspective of a quarterback if you are Peyton Manning and this defense not allowing you to do anything all game long.
Well, you know what? You try to get everybody involved. His wide receivers have been effective all year, but the most important thing is getting completions, moving the chains, third down, converting first downs. And I think for Peyton Manning, he couldn't get that rhythm, which led to them standing on the sideline a lot.
How difficult is that as a quarterback when you don't develop a rhythm?
It's frustrating. It's really frustrating.
And even from the onset with the safety.
Yeah.
Speaking of quarterbacks, the winning quarterback, Russell Wilson, is standing by earlier with our Pam Oliver.
Well, Russell, you did it. This team did it. Everything you guys went through together as a unit. Confetti is flying. How satisfying is this feeling?
Oh, man, it's a true blessing, man. God's so good. We believed that we would get here. At the beginning of the season, I told the guys, hey, why not us? We believed that we could get here. We had the talent. We had the coaching staff. We had the best fans in the National Football League. And we wanted to win it all. And we just said, hey, go 1-0. And that was our mentality throughout the whole thing. We continue to fight. We continue to grow together. we got great teammates, man, and I couldn't have done without the guys.
Didn't that echo something your dad once told you? Russell, why not you?
Yeah, he used to always tell me, Russ, why not you? You know, and what that kind of meant is, you know, believing yourself, believing the talent God's giving you, even though you're 5'11", you know, you can go a long ways. And so, you know, that's why I, decided to play football, and I wanted to go against the odds a little bit.
Team win all the way around. Yeah. Just what you guys did, what you talked about coming into this game, what you wanted to establish early.
Well, our preparation was unbelievable, and it was a great team win. Special teams, Percy Harvin coming back, kickoff return, and the defense was relentless. Offensively, we were clicking on all cylinders, and so that's what we wanted to be, and especially the last game of the season, to finish that way in that fashion. That's our mindset. We want to be champions every day and bring it every time.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. Go Hawks.
I love the guys I work with so much. The jokes, I wish I could say them on air. There's no jokes outside. If you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, they are just happy to be Super Bowl champs for the first time ever. You just heard from their quarterback, Russell Wilson, a third-round draft pick. Again, it is phenomenal that these guys were able to do such a classy tweet last night from Russell Wilson applauding Peyton Manning on his 5th MVP championship. He said it was an honor to line up across from him, not essentially across from him, but even be on the same field as him. And here he is walking away with the Lombardi Trophy. So let's focus on this offense for a second if we can. Percy Harvin's first game back since the Saints game where he got lit up, got a concussion. Right. We haven't seen him all year long, but it's been this supporting cast that has really gotten the job done for them up until this point, Andy.
Well, and Percy said it on field after the game. He goes, I would not be here right now without the support of my teammates on the field, off the field. But let's give some props to Golden Tate. Doug Baldwin wore Champ Bailey out today. He was open all over the field. And, these guys allowed Percy to get healthy, get back, and give him his chance to shine.
Kurtz had a great game as well. You just look at this, and it's the next man up, all right? Everything was around Percy Harvin coming into the season. They gave him a lot of money, gave up a lot to get him. Well, it didn't work out.
And it looks smart now,
It looks extremely smart now. Even though he wasn't there, he was able to really give him that boost, especially that kickoff return starting the second half. I mean, for me, he was the MVP of the game.
I just got it.
Yeah, he really should have got it, especially not being there and not being there all season. So, it was a wrinkle that the Broncos hadn't prepared for.
Again, earlier, Michael Strahan commented on the fact that Pete Carroll, this team has taken on his identity, and he was at the podium moments ago.
No, I don't think it helped us. I think we just played football, and the things that were supposed to happen happened. We played really good on D. We did a nice job on offense. We took the ball off them, and they didn't get it from us once. It's just exactly the formula that we tried to win with, and it worked out. All those people that like to say defense wins championships can go ahead and gloat for a little while, because that sure turned out today. We're very fortunate. Yeah, what's pretty cool about it is Malcolm's 7th-round pick. Doug Baldwin scores, free agent. Jermaine Kearse scores, free agent. I think that's something to say about John Schneider and the work that he's done to bring our talent together. We have guys all over the roster that played really well that are not high draft picks, but guys that really performed at a really high level, and that's because the vision that John could see when he put it together came through, and these guys believed in getting it done and worked really hard to get here.
What's the key to stopping Peyton?
We tried to do a little bit of everything, but mostly we played football the way we know how to play. We played our style of ball. We didn't change anything for this game. We didn't make up any new calls. We didn't change any defenses or pressures or anything. We put our guys in situations to play like they really were comfortable with, and learned how they were playing, and we got great play out of everybody. We got pressure up front. They couldn't run the football. We made plays on the ball. We turned the thing over like we like. So, it really wasn't about those guys. It was our guys. We just played the way we always play, and believed that would get it done. And fortunately, it did. Yeah, I don't know how many plays. He was involved in the one with the forced interception, I think. And then I don't know, did he force the fumble or did Clem force the fumble? I don't even know. So I don't even know. But Cliff has played great all year. He's a fantastic talent. He's really fit in. He's brought a great energy for us and really given us a great boost. He and Michael Bennett were really the big guys in the pass rush. Improvement from last year to this year. How about it? You guys score on defense, score on special teams. Is that about as good as you can? That's it. That's exactly how we try to play, and we've been, we try to put that up pretty consistently for a lot of years now. Not just here, but it's been for a lot of years. That's the way we play football, and I'm thrilled that it came out like that so clearly, so obviously, that's the way we put a mark on our world championship, our stamp on a world championship.
He should be thrilled. In fact, he is only the third coach ever to win a national championship and now a Super Bowl ring, joining only Jimmy Johnson and Barry Switzer. Our colleague Matt Leinart has talked at length at the fact that this guy has built a culture in Seattle. The team has taken on his identity. There was moves from John Snyder. You have to credit the front offense for the moves that they have made, but it really comes down to the coach. You guys know that. What do you like about Pete Carroll in particular?
Well, you mentioned the college title and you mentioned the pro title. There's a trend going on in the NFC. Of the 6 teams that were in the playoffs this year, 3 of them had coaches that had come from college, and Harbaugh, Chip Kelly, and Pete Carroll. And even more than that, they had all come from the Pac-12. 5-6 years ago, we were saying Spurrier doesn't work in the pros, Petrino doesn't work in the pros. That's changing. College coaches can win in the pros now.
Yeah, but remember, Pete Carroll was in the pros. And then people questioned what he could do in the pros. He left and then came back. How much, I'm disappointed in my question only because I think it's important to elicit this response. How important is a coach like this where you can rally around a guy like that?
It's extremely important, and the league is getting younger. The NFL is getting younger. Guys, more and more guys are in their, first, second, or third year. So you need a coach that can come in and relate to that. It's social media, you got tweeting and all of this, the mindset.
Which Pete Carroll's very active on Twitter.
Very much so. When guys see their coach being invested in the things that they like to do, and when you score a touchdown or you make a big stop on defense, then the coach is jumping up. He's chest bumping you and high-fiving you on the sideline. You really get caught up in that, and you want to do anything you can to help that guy win. And it's evident with the Seattle Seahawks.
It's infectious. And I remember covering Russell Wilson when he was in college, of course, transferring over from NC State to Wisconsin. It has been such an incredible career for the young quarterback in only his second year, and he is with our Kurt Menefee.
And we're back here with the winning quarterback for the Super Bowl 48 champion Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson. First of all, congratulations, Russell.
Thank you, guys, man. We've come a long way, man. We believed in ourselves, and we had a great game tonight.
You look at the list. Only 4 quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl within their first 2 years. Tom Brady, Kurt Warner, Ben Roethlisberger, and now Russell Wilson. Nice category to be in.
It really is, man. And I couldn't have done it without my guys. We believed in ourselves. I told all the guys at the beginning of the year, we had a team meeting, a players-only meeting, and I said, why not us? We believe in ourselves. We believe in our coaching staff. We have the best fans in the National Football League, and we went after it tonight.
Started in Central Virginia for you. It goes to North Carolina State, up to Wisconsin, the Senior Bowl. You wait for the draft. You're taken in the 3rd round despite all the wins. And now, in your second year, you've won more games than any quarterback in the history of the NFL through your first 2 years. Remarkable.
Yeah, man, just God is so good, man, and I just believed in myself. I never wavered. I could have been playing baseball right now. Isn't that crazy thing? And, I just believed in myself. I believe in the talent that God gave me. I went after it.
So we talked about in the pregame, I think people were always focused on what Russell Wilson doesn't have instead of focusing on what he does have. And the things that you bring to the table can't be measured at a combine. They can't be measured with a stopwatch and a 40-yard dash. They're measured on the field. And Terry Bradshaw always says the thing that great quarterbacks are at the end of the day judged by are wins.
Yeah, I think that's true, and I think at the end of the day, it's you got to have heart, man. You got to bring it. And every day it's got to be a mental thing and a mental focus that, I'm going to do everything I can to prepare myself to have a great game. And that's what I try to do on a regular basis. My quarterback coach, Carl Smith, has been unbelievable with me. We have a great time every day. It's fun to come to work, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that I'm prepared to be successful.
You got to have all the heart you want, but you got to have some talent in order to do it too. You've got a lot of that, but so does this team. How is it as a quarterback? I mean, the scoreboard says 43 points, but your defense scored, your special team scored. I mean, all the weight's not on your shoulder.
Well, I think at the end of the day, we wanted to have a collective effort. We believed that we had the best defense in the National Football League. Our special teams was awesome. We were getting Percy Harvin back, and he was electric tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And just to see him, he was one of the best, if not the best player in the National Football League at one point. And so, I told him before the game and during the game, I said, man, you still got it. Don't forget that, and make sure you bring it. And he had a great game tonight. I'm so excited for him. So many guys made plays on offense. Jermaine Kearse, Doug Baldwin, Marshawn Lynch, obviously.
Russell Wilson.
I made some. And
it's okay.
Just try to make the plays, man. Just play one play at a time.
We talk about the way this football team is built. John Snyder and Pete Carroll wanted to build this team through speed, through size, and through heart. And you have that in abundance. And here's the scary part for the rest of the NFL, as we talked about earlier. It's a young football team.
Yeah, we're very young, man, and we compete at the highest level. I mean, every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're still competing in ones versus ones and just going after. And that's what prepares us. It gets us mentally ready. And we're one of the youngest teams in the National Football League. And I remember when we lost last year to Atlanta, I remember coming off the field and talking to Coach Carroll and our players and saying, you know what, man, let's have a championship offseason, and we can do this, and just be in the moment. And sure enough, we had an unbelievable season this year.
I know your wife and your mom are so proud of you, and we talked a lot about your dad and the fact that you were carrying him here with you to this Super Bowl. It was his dream that you become a professional athlete. They thought in baseball, you ended up in football, and now you're a Super Bowl champion. Talk about what this means to you.
It's unbelievable, man. I believed I'd get here, though. You know, to be honest with you, as crazy it may sound, and in a second year and all that, I believe that if I just got an opportunity, when John Schneider and Coach Carroll and Paul Allen called me to draft me, you know, the only thing that I didn't have was my height, you know, and I knew that I had it in me, you know, and I just needed an opportunity.
2 inches, does it make that much of a difference?
Obviously not.
If I'm 6'1", I'm not going to see her off of my offensive lineman. So it's just one of those things, man. I just needed an opportunity, and I was going to make the 31 other teams regret it. And sure enough, they called my name, and I was with a great football team.
All right, final question for you, and it's going to sound like a dad. When are you getting that haircut now?
I told the guys, you know, I wasn't going to cut it all year until we won the Super Bowl.
You know what Chip Kelly texted me after the halftime? He said, why is Russell Wilson performing at halftime?
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars, the hair.
Yeah, so I'm going to cut it and hopefully give it to some charity kids and guys, you know, guys or girls who need my hair.
There you
know,
go.
And this guy's a genuine article.
He really is.
He's for real. Trust me on this.
One of the good guys in the National Football League, and now one of the guys who can call himself a Super Bowl champion, Russell Wilson, quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. Congratulations again, Russell.
Thank you, guys. Go Hawks.
All right, back to Los Angeles and Jay and Dan.
Thank you, gentlemen. Russell Wilson becomes just the 4th quarterback to win a Super Bowl in his 2nd season in the league. He's also the 3rd youngest quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl.
And I love that he always includes the Go Hawks. I mean, they've already won it. He doesn't have to include Go Hawks at the end of his interviews anymore, but he does it anyway. Russell Wilson, welcome back inside our Fox Sports Live studios in Los Angeles. I'm Jay Onright. That's Dan O'Toole. Much to get to. We will continue to hear from the rest of the crew here at Fox Sports Live. But first,
let's get to the highlights of a game that you saw on Fox. MetLife Stadium, the site of Super Bowl 48.
It was the first, I want to talk about the first outdoor cold weather city to host the Super Bowl, but it ended up being a pretty decent day. Peyton Manning trying to become the first starting QB to win a Super Bowl for 2 different teams. There's Russell in just his 2nd season. Richard Sherman in the #1 defense in the NFL. Here's a picture of fans in both cities before the game. And take a listen to Joe Namath and the coin flip.
It is my honor to present Hall of Fame quarterback Joe Namath to toss the coin. All right. Seattle's a visiting team. Who's going to call the toss? Tails. It calls tails. Now, Joe.
That was an entertaining moment and an entertaining jacket. All right, Seattle wins the call, elects to defer. So Manning and the Broncos take the field. Very first play from scrimmage. Miscommunication. Center Manny Ramirez snaps it over Peyton's head into the end zone. No Sean Moreno dives on it. It's a safety. Just 12 seconds into the game. Appropriate with the 12th man, perhaps? Seahawks up 2-0. And they haven't even played a down on offense. Later in the first, same score, Percy Harvin in motion. They just love this play so much. Harvin going 30 yards into Broncos territory. 2nd longest run by a wide receiver in a Super Bowl. Later in that drive, Seahawks in the red zone, 3rd and 6. Russell, flush from the pocket, takes it down the sideline, dives to the first down. Pete Carroll challenged the ruling, but Russell Wilson deemed short of the first down. Seattle would have to settle for the field goal. They take a 5-0 lead. Broncos trying to respond to their 2nd possession. Demaryius Thomas is targeted. Cam Chancellor there with the big hit. Chancellor sniffs it out, forces a 3rd and 5. Next play, Peyton. He hits Julius Thomas well short of the first down. Broncos go 3 and out. Still in the first, same score. 3rd and long for the Seahawks. Russell Wilson scrambles, finds Golden Tate, 9-yard gain, first down, Seattle. Tate, great catch, keeps his feet in bounds. That kept the drive alive. Later, Seattle Seahawks facing a 3rd and 4. Wilson to Baldwin, 6 yards, another first down. Then on 3rd and 5, Wilson to a wide open Baldwin. 37 yards, first down on the Denver 6. So Seattle converts on 3 straight 3rd downs. Now in the red zone, Seattle facing yet another 3rd down. Wilson looked for Jermaine Kearse. He had it in his hands. Pass broken up by Nate Irving. Broncos D finally making a stop on 3rd down when it really counted. So the Seahawks settle for another field goal, take an 8-0 lead. A little over a minute left in the first 3rd and long for the Broncos. Manning under pressure, pass sails over the head of Julius Thomas, and Cam Chancellor's there for the INT. Check out Cliff Averill applying the pressure. He was incredible in this football game. As Manning and the pass sailing to the hands of Chancellor. Oh, they're happy at the Hawks' nest. Seahawks D hold the Broncos to 11 first-quarter yards. Yeah, the first quarter could not have gone much worse for the Denver Broncos. The Seahawks had a 9-0 advantage on first downs. Time of possession of 11 minutes, 41 seconds.
Second quarter, J. Russell Wilson and the Seahawks offense looking to capitalize off the interception. Wilson looking to Golden Tate. End zone. Can't hang on. Flag on the play. Tony Carter called for a pass interference. Ball placed at the 1. 2 plays later, Marshawn Lynch takes the handoff, powers it in, 1-yard touchdown. Lynch scores the first touchdown of Super Bowl 48. Seahawks take a 15-0 lead, assuming Broncos possession. Still yet to pick up a first down facing 3rd and 1. Reno takes it up the middle, 5 yards. Broncos get their first down of the game. 3rd and long for Denver. Manning hits Wes Welker. 16 yards. Welker into Seattle territory. It's a first down. Broncos trying to keep the drive alive, facing a 3rd and 13.
Manning gets hit. Ball up for grabs. Picked off by Smith. Malcolm Smith. All alone. No flags. Touchdown, Seattle.
Malcolm Smith, 69 yards for the touchdown. Manning's second pick of the game. Again, they apply pressure. Manning's arm hit, caused a bad pass. Carroll showing love to his former USC player. Smith, Seahawks up 22-0, ensuing kickoff. Trenton Holiday on the return. Takes it up the middle. And, ball's loose. Ball's loose. Seahawks recover. Holiday's knee appears to be down before the ball came out. The play would be reviewed and overturned, so Denver retains possession. Just over a minute left in the second. Broncos facing a 4th and 2 from the Seahawks 19. Manning, pass, tipped at the line, nearly intercepted. A lot of people question why they didn't just go for the points on the board and go for the field goal. Falls incomplete. Turnover on down for the Broncos, and Manning frustrated. Seahawks up 22-0 at halftime. That lead, the 3rd largest halftime lead in Super Bowl history. Broncos have been on the wrong side of the 3 largest halftime deficits in Super Bowl history.
After Bruno Mars and a shirtless flea, 3rd quarter, Percy Harvin back to return.
Brought to you by Bing. See why people prefer Bing for the web's top searches. BingItOn.com. Short kick. Percy Harvin with the catch. He's on the run. He breaks free. He's across the 40. The speed. There he goes. Midfield. Look out. He's going to go. Takes the second half kickoff all the way back. Baby! We knew Percy was going to do it tonight. Touchdown, Seahawks!
So the Seahawks score 12 seconds into the first half and 12 seconds into the second half. How about that? Manning and the Broncos now trailing 29-0. And the Hawks' nest is fired up in what was it, the sports column? Didn't look like a fun place. Manning connecting downfield with Demaryius Thomas, who tries to break away from defenders, loses the football, and Smith recovers it. Byron Maxwell punched it out of Thomas's arms. Broncos' 3rd turnover of the game. John Elway's like, let me into this game. Ensuing Seahawks possession, 3rd and 7. Russell Wilson dumps it off to Luke Wilson. Canadian. First down, 12-yard pickup, keeps the drive alive. 2 plays later, off play action, Russell Zips one down the middle to Ricardo Lockett. It is a 19-yard gain. Lockett and Seattle marching down the field. Then Wilson finds Curse. Curse, what a job to fight for the first down and going for the 23-yard touchdown. Seattle with 36 unanswered points. Keep an eye on Curse, lined on the outside, breaks off the slant, then checks out past two defenders. Seahawks owner Paul Allen finally catches a break in life. Little under 2 minutes left in the third, same score. Broncos looking for a late spark. Manning hooking up with Wes Welker, 12-yard pickup. 2 plays later, Manning again to Welker, 22-yard gain. 40-minute showers are finally working for the Broncos. Next play, Manning to Thomas in the end zone. This is a 14-yard score. By the way, Demaryius Thomas set a record for most receptions in a Super Bowl. Broncos scoring the 2-point convert, still down 36-8.
By the way, the sports column, labeled as Denver's best sports bar, and one Yelp reviewer said there are many TVs. Wilson rolls out, finds Doug Baldwin down the sideline. First down and a gain of 6. Seattle moving downfield with his next play. Wilson fires a pass down the middle. Finds Curse. 24-yard pickup. Seattle back in the red zone. This is all just textbook at this point. Denver D having trouble doing anything. Wilson hits Baldwin, evades 4 tacklers. End zone. Put a bow on this thing. Seahawks up 43-8. Bad news for the Seahawks. If there was any, this is it. Manning pass intended for Thomas. Broken up. Sherman slow to get up after the play. Gets sandwiched. Sherman taken to the room with an ankle injury. Did not return. And we saw him in the postgame on crutches. A Lombardi trophy making its way onto the field by a man who looks like he works at a funeral home. Drops back. Manning drops back. Gets pressured from Chris Clemens. Makes the strip for the fumble. Clinton McDonald recovers. Sherman and the #1 rated defense in the league force 4 turnovers. Carroll gets the Gatorade shower after he picked orange Gatorade he won. They also dumped another Gatorade. It looked to be clear or maybe lime. Not sure.
So does that mess up the prop bet then?
No, I think you go with the first.
You go with the first one.
The first one. As the Seahawks blow out the Broncos 43-8 in Super Bowl 48 as they claim their first Lombardi trophy in franchise history. Seattle's won their first Super Bowl title and the first major championship for a Seattle sports franchise since the 78-79 Sonics. They vaunted the Seahawks defense, held the Broncos to a season low. That's right, a season low 8 points, more than 28 points below their season average. Mike Garafolo on the field. Curse.
Jermaine, in your wildest dreams, did you think you'd win like this against a team like that?
Oh man, no way. You know, it feels great. You know, it was a complete team effort, man. It's offense, defense, special teams. It was a complete team win.
That defense, the way you guys were able to shut them down, were you watching from the sideline in admiration?
Yeah, most definitely, man. We got the best defense in the league. And, you know, they came out and they showed out.
Tell us about your touchdown. Seemed like you just didn't want to go down on that one.
Oh, man, I just got my Golden Tate on. You know, that's some Golden Tate now. That's something I learned from him.
Where does this team rank in your mind with the recent Super Bowl champions? We haven't seen a team win a blowout in the Super Bowl like this.
Oh, man, it has to be one of the top teams, you know. You know, this team is an amazing team. You know, we all want to play for each other. We all want to see each other do well, and that's exactly what we did.
Jermaine, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Got some new background music.
Dead Mouse provided this track.
Nice stuff. Most postseason losses as a starting QB in NFL history. Not the graphic you want to be on. Peyton's record-setting season lost in this. Most losses by any QB in NFL history. I understand Carissa and the panel are now down in Times Square, a la Carson Daly on Total Request Live.
Team, so much talent there. They're going to have to pay a lot of of money. But right now they're enjoying their big win. But I want to go to the other side before Jay tossed it to us. Mention Peyton Manning. He now has 12 postseason losses, the most of any quarterback in NFL history. And we have to say, we can't be remiss on the heels of last night, him winning his 5th NFL MVP award, the most ever by any quarterback. Now we're questioning his legacy. So what is it, Donovan? What is his legacy?
They've been talking about him being the greatest of all time. I think this game means nothing. He still goes down as one of the greatest.
Well, one of the greatest or the greatest?
Yeah, that's the difference here.
I never said the greatest.
Okay.
I think he's one of the greatest.
Okay.
I said the greatest. I thought if he got the 2nd Super Bowl with the 5th MVP, I thought he could make a case against any quarterback in history. What we have to remember is that he's seen his neck
now?
He's one of the best, like Donovan said. I think he could have stamped his place as the best quarterback of all time if he would have won tonight.
Instead of number 1, he's in the top 5 of great quarterbacks. This was a perfect opportunity for him to cement his legacy as being the greatest quarterback in NFL history.
But not, you guys, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the final score was 43-8.
Yeah.
43-8. And this was the greatest offense in the NFL.
And looking ahead a couple weeks, he has a meeting with his neck doctor in early March.
Yeah.
And he told Terry Bradshaw earlier this week in an interview, he goes, if the doctor doesn't like what he sees on that might be it. I mean, that's a possibility also.
Donovan, you mentioned this might be it for him. Is it?
I said that he probably will retire. And he's accomplished so many great things.
Right.
Not everybody can go out on a high note. He accomplished excellent achievements this year. His teams are playing well. Yeah. I say retire.
But the thing is, he at the family barbecue this summer, he still has to sit across from Eli and only have 1 Super Bowl trophy.
There's nothing you can do about that.
You have to win another one. That's what you can do about it.
He's not chasing your brother.
His legacy is not against Eli Manning.
That's such an Ephraim comment, by the way.
I have brothers. So much. You have brothers. You know how that competition is, okay?
I'm not going to kill myself.
So let's go to a little bit of an instant reaction, kind of reset the stage for those of you that are just joining us here on our Fox Sports 1 continuing coverage of Super Bowl 48 from Times Square, if you couldn't tell. An amazing backdrop, and especially with all these Seahawks fans right here, they're very loud, and there's Skittles on the ground.
Yeah, they're going beast mode.
They are going beast mode. He actually didn't have to do a lot tonight. They did a nice job of stopping him, but what's your instant reaction from this game, Andy?
Well, the take is you keep Peyton Manning off the field, and that's how you beat the Denver Broncos. Time of possession in the first quarter. The Seahawks were 11-41 on the field. The Broncos were 319 total yards. Seattle at 148, the most they've had in any quarter this season.
Peyton play in the first quarter?
And Denver Broncos, 11 total yards in the first quarter. It was over from the moment it started.
How deflating is that for you? I mean, the first snap of the game ends up resulting in a safety. They're lucky it wasn't a touchdown. If you're a quarterback and you're paid in that moment, what are you thinking?
You know what? Your confidence level's low. Everybody's on the sideline trying to get something going. But you got to look at this game. The Seattle defense was getting off the field on 3rd down, creating turnovers, getting pressure on Peyton. We said it all week. If you're able to get him off his spot, you have a great chance.
And I remember you mentioning in the week that your X factor was Chris Carr. Could he block that backside? Him and Oliver Franklin, they really struggled against those ends today. Peyton was under constant pressure. He had to move around in the pocket. They got him off his spot, and it really flustered him, and that offense was not able to really work.
There's no coincidence that a defensive player won the MVP award for this vaunted Seattle Seahawks defense. We'll send it back out to MetLife Stadium with Joe Clapp.
Thanks, Chris. It looks absolutely crazy in Times Square. It was crazy earlier with the Gatorade shower of Pete Carroll. Russell Wilson giving him the huge hug. Pete Carroll becoming only the 3rd head coach in football history to win a national championship and a Super Bowl. The fans lingering at MetLife Stadium. They don't want to hit the train station just yet, do they? Welcome back to our set here at MetLife Stadium. I am Joel Klatt. This is Peter Schrager and Mike Garafolo to my direct left, and that was a beatdown. 43-8, the Seattle Seahawks absolutely throttled the Denver Broncos here in Super Bowl 48. And as we look ahead to these organizations and what's going to go on in the next couple of years, guys, let's start with the Super Bowl winners. Seattle looks to have most of these guys back for another rung to a potential back-to-back championship.
Joel, it looks awfully good if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan. The only 2 high-profile, unrestricted free agents this offseason, Michael Bennett and Golden Tate. That's it. All these other guys, this was the second youngest team in Super Bowl history. They just blew out the greatest offense of all time, and they bring everybody back next year. Is it too soon? Is it too soon? We might be talking repeat. It might be talking repeat.
Don't you dare say repeat. Don't say the R word. Don't say the D word. Actually, I'll give you the R word, but do not say the D word, dynasty, because we're a long way from that. You know, these things, it's easy to look at this and say they have 2 free agents and they have all this talent, this young talent coming back. That's great. They're going to be a contender next year. But it's just so hard to keep this all together in this league. These things have a way of evening themselves out down the line there, Peter.
Plus, they're going to have to be giving out some serious money in the near future. When you look at the cap number for Russell Wilson and Richard Sherman, arguably their 2 most important players, the quarterback and then the star corner, you're looking at $1.3 million. That is nothing in today's NFL.
But Joel,
absolutely nothing.
Due to the new CBA, they can't legally even restructure Wilson's contract next year. I'll give you another one.
In the near future.
I'll give you another one. The Cleveland Browns just hired Mike Pettin, the defensive coordinator from the Buffalo Bills. That was their big hire. They were 1 week early of maybe waiting and getting Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator from the Seahawks. He's back next year. It's a loaded roster from top to bottom, and the coaching staff is loaded too.
One other guy you didn't mention, by the way, Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas is going to get paid eventually coming up here. You know, these guys have to make a stand at this point. They have to say, you know what, we want to get paid because this team can extend it out for a couple more years. They deserve to get paid.
Debbie Downer.
Let's go to the losing team in tonight's Super Bowl, the Denver Broncos. They're the ones with all the questions lingering for next season in particular. You look at the guys, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, Sean Phillips, Robert Ayers, Wesley Woodyard, Champ Bailey, questions about his future, Eric Decker, Noshawn Moreno, Mike Adams, just to name a few of the guys that they're going to have to sign for next season.
And they're not getting any younger either. I mean, you look around that roster, it's Champ Bailey, it's Peyton Manning, it's guys like Quentin Jammer. You got to wonder if that window was open just so slightly for tonight and tonight alone. I can't in good faith say the Broncos are going to come back as good as they were next year. They got lucky. They didn't have many injuries this year. This was not, not lucky, but this was not a young team out there tonight. And they looked old against that Seahawks team this evening.
They need to get Von Miller back, and they need to get Von Miller to stay back this time. And you're right. They do have a lot of holes if you look at it, to be honest with you. But I'm looking at this Denver team. The one thing that I'm happy about this offseason is that they didn't lose Adam Gase. You know, Cleveland was looking at that, and Gase said, you know what, I'm going to stick around. I'm going to stick with Peyton Manning for 1 more year. That is enormous. I think he was ready. I think he could actually step in and be a head coach right now, to be honest with you. But I will say that I think that's a huge get to get him back.
Guys, a huge get for us. Doug Baldwin sitting down now at the desk. Super Bowl champion Doug Baldwin, 3rd year out of Stanford. First of all, congratulations, man. You are a world champion. How's that feel?
It's an unbelievable feeling. Something that we've been dreaming about as kids since we were playing Little League football. It's just, I said it last week, you can't really explain it in words. To have the opportunity to play in the Super Bowl and then now to be a Super Bowl champion, I really can't explain it in words.
You know, David Shaw was here, your head coach. We were talking to him before the game. He said, I wasn't sure I was going to ever go to another Super Bowl. And then I saw Richard and Doug. I said, I had to be there. And I saw you embracing with him. What was that like, seeing your college coach, David Shaw, on the field after the game?
It was a special moment. You know, Richard and I have been through a lot while we were at Stanford. And David Shaw kind of took us under his wing. He was like our father figure while we were there. So for him to be here, too, and experience this moment is truly amazing because, like I said, all that we've been through while we were at Stanford, to come here and be able to say that we're Super Bowl champions is something special.
Doug, I saw you after your touchdown. You gave it a little bit of this. And I don't speak end zone hand gestures, so you're going to have to tell me, what's this one mean?
What was that all about?
There's a lot of doubt.
Yes.
A lot of negativity said about our offense, specifically our receiving core, that we were average, that we were pedestrian, that we were appetizers. Now, I'm not going to say any names. I respect what those guys did on the football field when they were there on the football field, but they are doing a terrible job of
I love this. I love this.
All I'm going to say is that what I've been saying the entire season is that when our offense has an opportunity, our receivers have an opportunity to make plays down the field, they do that. More times than not, they come up with the ball, and we showcase that tonight, I believe.
You had the huge catch for a touchdown tonight. You go back to the NFC Championship game. A huge catch on the Russell Wilson scramble down the field really gave you guys a lift over the San Francisco 49ers. You go to the plays late in the game, especially on 3rd and 4th down, when you go back even to the Saints divisional playoff game at home. You guys, time and time again, although you're not prolific through the air, make huge plays, especially at big moments in the game. Something you got to take a lot of pride in.
Yeah, without a doubt. And like I said, if those guys would do their jobs, they would figure out that we are the second. We throw the ball.
Who are these guys, Doug?
I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to say any names. I don't think there are any Fox affiliates, but I won't say any names. But like I said, if they would do their jobs, they would see that we throw the ball second fewest in the league. But if they also did their jobs further, they would see that we are the most efficient receiving corps in the NFL. And so, you know, all that negativity, the talk that was being said, I was just letting them know that I did not forget about that.
From undrafted rookie free agent signing with this team to Super Bowl champion, thank you for joining us, and congratulations.
Of course, I got one more thing to say, though.
Please do.
Okay. My man that said that we were appetizers, right? He told me to Google him. And I did that. I saw that he was a Hall of Famer, which, like I said, I respect what he did on the football field, but also saw two conference championships appearances, none of which he won. And I didn't see any Super Bowl appearances. So all that stuff came to me in Google. And I would love for him to come to me, and I'd love to show him the Super Bowl. Like I said, I can't say any names. I would love to show him the Super Bowl ring. And if he doesn't want to come and see it personally, tell him he can Google it.
I'll tell you what, you can always bring it on the set of Fox Sports 1.
Give me a hint. Give me a hint. I'm trying.
I think he's saying Fox Sports 1 is his sports network. I think that's what you're saying, right?
Give me a hint.
Y'all gonna put me on the spot.
KJ?
CC.
KJ?
CC. All right.
Like I said, I got a lot of respect for what they did on the field. I'm not trying to be overconfident or cocky. I'm just saying, when you talk down about us, you give us bulletin board material, of course we're going to have to do
this is your time, man. Chirp away, my man.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to give it to you.
We're Super Bowl champions.
That's why Fox Sports 1 is your new sports network. Isn't that the truth?
Without a doubt.
There he is. Hey, congratulations, man. You're a world champion.
I appreciate it.
Oh, we got you covered here. Super Bowl 48 from MetLife Stadium, from Times Square, from Los Angeles. Fox Sports 1, Doug Baldwin's new sports network.
That's insane. Yep, and you could customize it. I can download anything I want.
So tell me about last night. I meet this girl.
It's ladies' night. I'm down.
She gets drunk, I get drunk. We go back to my place.
He get too drunk. You always let them drink too much.
Shame on you.
There he is. The other one's cute. That must be his this isn't a date friend.
This Valentine's Day.
This is Danny Martin.
Nice to meet you. For some, romance comes easy.
Tell me everything. His eyes, his body, his mouth. He did it.
But for others, it just hurts.
Am I your girlfriend?
Damn, that's my ear.
About Last Night. Rated R. Speed Weeks is coming to America's new sports network, Fox Sports 1. Starts February 13th.
Hi, I'm Jim Jeffries from Legit. The new season starts on FXX. That's unnecessary subtitles. Whatever I say, it's going to keep going here, is it? This is kind of offensive, really. I'm not that hard to understand. You wouldn't do this to Harry Potter or James Bond.
Legit. Premieres Wednesday, February 26th.
That guy!
The big cable and phone companies are slowly digging ditches to bring you high-speed internet. And you're left to wait. Well, we're not waiting. We're taking technology to new heights. And not just for some, for everyone in every corner. Today's internet is not a luxury. It's a necessity. You can't wait for high-speed internet. And thanks to the world's fastest-growing network, you won't have to. The future can't wait. Welcome to the Ubiquity World Network.
The Beatles, the 50th anniversary of the first U.S. visit. 27 #1 hits in one collection. Best Albums box set. 13 albums presented in both mono and stereo. Packaged in miniature LP sleeves. Available now.
Thought you couldn't afford a hot tub? Well, ThermoSpa's designed one that's energy efficient and requires no costly installation. You simply plug it in and fill it with a garden hose. To learn how you can own a custom-built hot tub, call for a free DVD and information catalog, and we'll include a gift coupon for free delivery and installation. ThermoSpa's offers many features found on no other hot tub. Why? Because it's not just a hot tub, it's a ThermoSpa's.
All the best plays of the postseason. Was this Andrew Luck fumble touchdown good enough to be the one of the playoffs? Vote now. Fox Sports Live, hashtag the one.
Seems like so long ago. All season long, the Broncos have been the most prolific offense in the NFL until they met what some call the best defense the NFL's ever seen. The Broncos were shut down all game long, didn't even come close to the averages they had maintained all season. Seahawks all-pro safety Earl Thomas, a huge part of that vaunted D, at the podium.
Well, I know as us as a secondary group, we always talk about it don't have to be close. If we dominate and do our job and just lead by example, you know, I think our passion and the way we play the game is contagious and everybody kind of follows. But, you know, in this game, it's so many, we have so many great players in Seattle. You never know who's going to step up. And a lot of guys stepped up, and that's what's so great about us. We're very complete. Yeah.
Literally taking away that underneath game, the rub routes, and everybody thought was going to be the difference in them being able to make plays.
Yeah, that's when you pre-think something that's going to work, it never really happens. You got to be able to adapt. We understood how they wanted to attack us, and you know, we have guidelines in our defense, and however you want to attack us, we're going to adapt. You know, whether it's on the sideline or whether just feeling it, it's all about a feel and a rhythm, and we understand that.
Do you have a sense this is just the start of something?
Definitely, but you definitely want to enjoy it this time now. Obviously, you know, once I get success like this, I want more success. It's just a great feeling. When you're at the top, you just want to stay at the top because everybody's gunning for you now.
Earl, did you guys have a real sense?
Cam Chancellor and the Legion of Boom, lowering the boom on the Broncos in Super Bowl 48. Ryan Field back here with you alongside Kirk Morrison, Brendan Iambadejo, and Matt Liner. Guys, in talking about this game, and particularly Chancellor in particular, he really set the tone in this game for this team.
Yeah, he was the tone setter. I've said it before. I've had a man crush on him for the last, I love Cam Chancellor. I love the way that he plays the game of football. Yep. If you're the starting safety for the Seattle Seahawks, you're going to get involved, meaning that you're going to make some plays not only in the run game, but you got to show you can play in the passing game. Early on, he set the tone with this big hit on Demaryius Thomas. That right there got everybody excited. You know, Earl Thomas was mic'd up, and you saw him how excited he got because that set the tempo for the entire football game. Then later on, he showed that he can catch the football. He gets an interception. That was another huge play. But then also showing his versatility, going down, making a play on kickoff. This is your starting safety for your defense, but yet he comes down to show how unselfish he is. He goes out, makes the play on the kickoff. He was a little banged up. They had a little bit of success. Denver did on the next drive when he was out for a little bit. But when he came back into the game, he has an aggressiveness to him that is kind of infectious throughout that defense. Everybody wants to make a play, but having Cam Chancellor on that defense, I mean, he did the same thing he did in the NFC Championship game. He got the interception. He laid the big hit on Vernon Davis. He sets the tempo, and then the rest of the defense falls right in behind.
And because of that defense, Matt, Russell Wilson just had a chance to go out and do what he does.
Yeah, like he said, Cam set the tone for the defense. I think Russell Wilson set the tone for the offense. Really with his arms and his legs. This is one of the keys to the game for the Broncos defense, I thought, was to contain him, keep him in the pocket, put pressure up the middle, and make it tough for him to see. But Russell was able to do that, was able to get out of the pocket. This first play right here, extending the play. Yeah, I think he comes up short for a first down, but selling out right here. And just an example of what he can do with his legs. Another play right here, the pocket breaks down. What does he do? He gets out the pocket, he delivers a strike to Golden Tate on the sideline. This one, a play action. Again, credit the offensive line for giving him all day to throw. Right here, this is not a big play, but it's just extending the play, and this is what Russell Wilson is able to do. And here was a big play. Champ Bailey looked old on this play, but to Doug Baldwin for a big, to set up a touchdown, I believe, or a field goal. So Russell Wilson, he didn't play like a second-year guy. He played like a vet. He did what he did all year, extending plays with his arms and his legs, converting on a bunch of third downs, too, which was key.
We knew about Russell Wilson. We knew about the Seahawks defense. We knew about the Broncos' prolific offense. But what we couldn't figure out And really the big surprise of this was just the missed opportunities, the sloppy play overall by the Broncos in this game.
Yeah, really, it was a missed opportunity on every possession besides one. They only scored 8 points all game. You're talking about one of the most prolific offenses of all time. But Adam Gase just didn't have an answer for the Seattle Seahawks defense.
Yes.
And we saw it all game, whether it's short routes underneath. They didn't try to throw the ball down the field. If we could go to the tape, we'll see exactly what was going on with the missed opportunities here. So right here, you see some underneath routes. And coming up on defense, laying a nice hit is Maxwell for the tackle. You're not blocking the defensive backs. You're not giving your guy an opportunity. Here, it's more of the same. Adam Gase coming out with the same play calling, throwing a screen. They miss the blocks. You see another tackle again by KJ Wright right there. And right here, finally, you see Julius Thomas at tight end. And Seattle's just playing their regular zone defense. The linebacker passes it. The ball downfield, and it's just an incomplete pass. So their timing was off all game, and they just did not have an answer. You see right there the defenders are playing underneath, and the timing's off. So all game, Manning he felt rushed, he felt pressured, and he just didn't have the same timing with his receivers.
Yeah, and a lot of that came from the defensive ends of the Seahawks. You're talking about Averill and Clemens.
Well, just before the game even started, the big story was the weather. It's going to be what, 45 plus degrees. This is going to be perfect for Peyton Manning to go out there and throw the football around the field. But I think in the morning when they saw that weather report, they should have thought about the defensive line of the Seattle Seahawks. That would have told them, hey, we're going to be able to get off and they're going to be able to throw the football. So let's go out and let's get after the quarterback. Cliff Averill, Cam Chancellor, all these guys, Brandon Meebane, you think about another guy in Chris Clemens, Michael Bennett, the entire defensive line of the Seattle Seahawks, they got off the football, and they didn't get a lot of sacks. They only got 1 sack on the day, but it was about the timing of their pressure, just making Peyton Manning feel you. There was one time where Chris Clemens, he beat a double team, came off the edge, hit Peyton Manning, and if you could see Peyton Manning's face, he felt that hit. And for the rest of the game, it felt like he never was comfortable. If you make Peyton Manning uncomfortable, he starts to chatter those feet back there, not being able to stay those happy feet, not being able to step up in the pocket. I mean, you saw on the Malcolm Smith, the touchdown, the interception for a touchdown he had was a guy like, look, Cliff Averill coming in there, knocking the ball away. The pressure by that defensive line, the entire game was too much for that offensive line of the Broncos.
Yeah, Ramirez, Beatles, Franklin, those guys did a great job all season of protecting Manning, but he just didn't feel safe back there. I forgot to mention on the last play, Julius Thomas came open late in the play, but since there was so much pressure, Peyton felt rushed to hurry up and throw the ball, and the timing was off.
That's all this offense is timing, is getting the ball. I mean, what was it, 2.3 seconds, 2.5 seconds? Seattle's game plan, collapse the pocket, get the edges, and just make him uncomfortable, and that's what they did, which resulted in the turnovers. And we all know, excuse me, the Legion of Boom is that good. They are that good of a defense, too. So,
And talking about offense, Percy Harvin comes back from the concussion, back with the Seahawks, and just makes a big difference, 137 all-purpose yards.
We talked about earlier, I mean, he's just a game changer. We could talk about him all day. He's versatile, he's a game changer, he's a playmaker. And this, like we said, Broncos had no game plan for Percy Harvin. A jet sweep to start the game. He goes for, what, 30, 40 yards here. This just shows his speed, his versatility, something that this offense lacked all season. And again, this also sets up run games too, but this is another jet sweep where he's physical right here. It just adds a new wrinkle to this offense. And then here to play the game, Brandon, like your boy Jacoby Jones in the Super Bowl last year, Percy takes it. Again, shows how dynamic of a player he is. This really set the tone. I think at this point the game was over, but this just solidified the win for these guys, and what a game changer.
Yeah, it's hard to defend Percy Harvin. And that was the one thing I think the Denver Broncos defense, they didn't game plan for. How do you game plan for a guy that hadn't played all season long? But in the special teams game, he made a big play. But on that offense, being a linebacker, having to go against a guy who's able to run that fly series, that little sweep, because now all of a sudden your attention at the defensive end and the linebackers, when he goes in motion, all of a sudden my eyes see Percy, and I'm saying, oh, we got to get Percy. That's when you start handing the ball off to Marshawn Lynch. And you saw Marshawn Lynch start to get going a little bit. He had the touchdown in that first half. But I look at what the defense did for the Seattle Seahawks again one more time. It's just the first half possessions. The first half possession for the Denver Broncos, SPIID. That was, they had a safety, a punt, interception, turnover on downs. That's just not the Denver Broncos offense we saw throughout the entire year. And that look on Peyton Manning's face, he looked like Eli Manning did throughout the most part of the season.
Is this safe to say defense wins championships, right?
Yeah. I've been trying to say it, man.
Yeah, I think we saw that firsthand. And Brendan, talking about that Seahawks defense, the zone defense in particular, the players were in position perfectly all game.
Yeah, it's just not about the Legion of Boom. It's also how the Legion of Boom, how they relate with their linebackers. So right here, you see a play, Julius Thomas, he's across the middle. The linebacker has him initially. When you're playing zone defense, it's not about covering a man, it's about covering an area. So when a guy's in your area, you cover him, but then you pass him. You see Cam Chancellor with the sweet hips, he turns around and he makes the breakup, but they're working together on the play. They're both covering two different guys, and then they switch. The linebacker passes to the safety passes to the linebacker, and then you see the breakup.
So the Seahawks celebrating their first ever Super Bowl championship. First championship of any sort for the city of Seattle since the 78-79 Supersonics. So as you can imagine, the celebration will be lasting throughout the evening. We find our Jenny Taft in Seattle at the Hawks Nest in the Key City. Jen?
As you can hear behind me, Seattle is alive and well tonight. I've been so excited all evening celebrating this Super Bowl win with these amazing Seahawks fans. We've been at Hawks Nest Bar and Grill, which is conveniently located right across the street from CenturyLink Field. From the very first snap to that last touchdown, these fans have been confident that the win was theirs. They've celebrated every touchdown, every fumble, every interception, and they've been waiting a long time to do it. This team has been around since 1976. They've waited 38 years, and the Super Bowl is finally theirs. Some fans were crying. Some said this is the best day of their life, and they're so excited to continue the celebration.
And a night they won't soon forget. Following the game, Kevin Durant, who began his career as a member of the Seattle Supersonics, you remember, before the franchise moved to Oklahoma City, he tweeted, quote, "Congrats, Seattle, you deserve it." For more on what was trending on the social media scene, we welcome in Molly McGrath in the Social Hub. Molly.
Thanks, Ryan. The Super Bowl isn't just the biggest event in the world, it's the biggest event of the year on the internet. To break it down, let's check out our Social Hub. Of all of your tweets tonight, 68% of you were talking about the Broncos and probably how bad they were in this game. And speaking of which, our top tweet of the night comes courtesy of comedian Rob Fee, who says, "Use the promo code Peyton when ordering a Papa John's pizza, and when it's delivered to your house, a Seattle DB will take it from you and eat it." That's cold, Rob, but it's probably true. Those Seattle DBs were a little hungry tonight. Now we go to our twit pick of the night, our picture. That is MVP Malcolm Smith during his pick six to bring Seattle up 22-0. That was a huge moment in this game. And next we have our trending topics. Hashtag Super Bowl. That's pretty obvious. How about this one? Eli Manning is Broncos QB. That was after Peyton's second interception of the night. That's rough. But what's not rough is our another trending topic. Jay Onrait and Dan O'Toole, our Fox Sports Live anchors. They were trending nationally. You guys are superstars. And let's go to my favorite tweet of the night. The Seahawks scored a safety on the Broncos' first offensive play of the game. And Mark Cuban tweeted this. He said, "I had safety on the first play in Vegas. 1 million to 1. 20 million, baby. Hashtag unbelievable." He then later tweeted, "Psych," and then deleted that tweet. So I guess you can't always believe everything you see on Twitter. Or can you? Back to you, Ryan.
Good stuff, Molly. Thank you. Speaking of good stuff, how about Pete Carroll getting the Gatorade bath? Seahawks celebrating their first ever Super Bowl championship. Much more rolling on Fox Sports Live after this.
Mom. Yes, honey?
Dad told me that Cheerios is good for your heart. Is that true?
Says here that Cheerios has whole grain oats that can help remove some cholesterol, and that's heart healthy.
Today, the world is pretty sad.
But there are great things too.
Today is actually pretty great.
What about giving back? What about being accepted for who you are?
What about chemistry? We are driving on Mars.
And engineering fast cars.
Today.
The redesigned Honda Civic Coupe. One more thing to love about today.
Get in! Punch it!
Let Quicken Loans help you save your money with a mortgage that's engineered to amaze.
breeze.
This helmet is just torture on my hair.
Try Head & Shoulders for Men. You can reach full amount of levels of flake-free scalp and hairness. Check it. 7 benefits every bottle.
Head & Shoulders for Men.
That's insane.
Yep, and you could customize it. I can download anything I want.
Seriously? That's a lot of music.
Seriously?
That's insane.
And it's $15 a month for the family.
Seriously? That's a lot of gold rope.
Seriously, that's a signature look. You don't have a signature look, honey. That's a signature look.
Only AT&T brings you Beats Music. Unlimited downloads for up to 5 accounts and 10 devices. All for $14.99 a month.
Buy NBA League Pass and watch the excitement of the season wherever you want. You'll get live NBA games on your TV, computer, tablet, and phone. Watch the incredible action anywhere. Order NBA League Pass now and save $80 off the regular season price. To order now, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or visit directtv.com/NBA.
None of your business. Let her know she's loved this Valentine's Day with a Diamond Heart Pendant and Godiva chocolates from Hellsberg Diamonds. Or let us help you find the right gift for her.
Email marketing from Constant Contact helped grow my business and keeps customers coming back. And with their social media tools, we can let fans know where to find our new food truck.
Sign up for your free trial at ConstantContact.com.
Victims of mesothelioma and asbestos lung cancer and their families may be entitled to receive a cash award from over $18 billion in asbestos trust funds now available. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with or passed away from mesothelioma or asbestos lung cancer, call the number on your screen now. Time is limited.
Call 1-800-210-0703 now. That's 1-800-210-0703.
Third down and 13. Manning gets hit. Ball up for grabs. Picked off by Smith. Malcolm Smith all alone. No flags. Touchdown, Seattle.
That was your Super Bowl MVP. You won a brand new truck.
Yeah, beautiful new Chevy, I think.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
It does, in a way. I can't wait till you get back to Seattle and see those fans who appeared to be much too sober.
Yeah, I don't think we cued them properly. They didn't know when they were on television. But we're going to show you what they were so excited about. The result was never in doubt right from the beginning, really. 12 seconds into this one. Look out for that crazy horse. Can you imagine that horse just ran around the stadium and churned up the field? There's Peyton. Manning and the Broncos. First play from scrimmage. Miscommunication. Oh, no! Manny Ramirez snaps it over Peyton's head. No Sean Moreno recovers it. It's a safety. Seahawks are fired up. They're up 2-0. Fastest score in Super Bowl history, 12 seconds into the football game. So it is 2-0 Seahawks. Later in the first, Seahawks up 8-0. Third and long for the Broncos. Manning under pressure, looking for Julius Thomas. Cam Chancellor is there instead. Manning struggling early is Cliff Averill. This guy was unbelievable all game. Got pressure on Manning. Easy pick for Chancellor. Broncos held to 11 yards in the first quarter, their lowest of the season. Second quarter, Seahawks offense looking to capitalize off that interception. Marshawn Lynch scores the first touchdown of Super Bowl 48. Skittles. Seahawks lead it 15-0 after beast mode. Ensuing Broncos possession. Averill hits Manning as he throws. Ball flutters into the hands of Malcolm Smith. The linebacker takes it back 69 yards for pick 6. Seahawks up 22-0 at the half. But even after the Bruno Mars Red Hot Chili Peppers halftime show, we thought maybe, just maybe, the Broncos can get back in this thing. Opening quarter, second.
Good kick by Prater on a hop. It's Harbin, but now he takes off. And Percy Harbin gets free. Percy Harbin inside the 30. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seattle.
No Buck on the call on Fox. Harbin, the 10th kickoff return touchdown in Super Bowl history. Seattle up 29-0 later. Manning connecting downfield with Demaryius Thomas, who tries to break away from defenders, but fumbles the football. Seahawks recover. It was Byron Maxwell punched it out. Seahawks with 4 takeaways on the night ensuing Seattle possession.
He's hit 7 different receivers, and now Kurtz. What a catch! Touchdown! Unbelievable! Jermaine Kurtz.
The Seattle Seahawks are Super Bowl champions. That was Paul Allen. And there's Pete Carroll getting the Gatorade shower. As Russell Wilson and company, Seattle getting their first ever Super Bowl championship. Seahawks played 2 games at MetLife Stadium this season, as we see on the big board, brought to you by our friends at Audi. Beautiful cars from Deutschland. Their other game was against the Giants. They only allowed 8 points total in 8 quarters over those 2 games at MetLife this season. I mentioned Malcolm Smith. He is your Super Bowl MVP, 3rd linebacker ever to be the Super Bowl MVP. And that 35-point win for the Seahawks tied for the 3rd largest margin of victory ever in the Super Bowl. I mentioned Pete Carroll, too. Here he is after the game.
All those people that follow us at 12, I mean, there's something that's so real. It is so much a part of what we do. Let's hear for the 12 one time. Before we get out of this, we got a couple things. Before Gresh talks. Now, I'm telling you, I talked to you last night. I said this to you. If you don't stink and stay up all night long tonight, I will meet you at the pool at sunup with our robes on.
Keep the cameras on, too. What's up, Bam? Bam, Bam. Ain't no part without Bam, Bam. Let me get up in this.
Heavenly Father, thank you that you made us champions. Thank you so much, Lord, for where you have brought us, God. We ask that you receive all the glory today. We thank you, Father, for this moment. Amen.
I got one more thing. As tight as we are right now, as close as we are right now, we will never be separated in this moment, fellas. You guys did this together with these people in this room. Let's make sure we always remember that. The gratitude for the guys right here that got this done. It wasn't one guy, it wasn't one.
And we should mention Pete Carroll is now live with our own Joel Klatt, Peter Schrager, and Mike Garafolo.
In all 3 phases, and you had a safety. First team ever to do that in the Super Bowl. And when you look up at the end of the day, you think to yourself, who's going to be the MVP? And you have to settle on Malcolm Smith. That's exactly how you like to see it, don't you?
Yeah, I'm really proud of the way it turned out. This is really the formula that we try to play with. We would like to run the ball for a little bit more yards, but we ran it aggressively and tough tonight. But the whole thing fit together just right. You know, we've been built on this defense and on the running game, and then terrific special teams work. And when that's happening, then we've closed the circle on toughness, and we played really hard and tough tonight. And I thought we knocked the heck out of them. So it was a really fun game.
I was with you all week, Coach, and it was competition Wednesday, turnover Thursday. The Broncos switched their team hotel to change things up. You guys stuck to the routine, stayed in your same hotel last evening. What was it about this team that you were so certain that if you just got in your routine, everything would be okay?
Well, nothing about this is new. This is just what we do. This is how we've been doing it for years, you know. And so the fact that it happened in that way these couple weeks in preparation was just, this is just how we do it. Our guys are very comfortable with that. They believe that if we continue to do the things that we do and believe in the things that we believe in, that we'll stay true to ourselves. And then we came out here and played just like we're capable. Sometimes the other team looks a little bit normal, you know, when we play like that. And in this case, this really did happen.
Pete, you get 137 total yards for Percy Harvin. You get that kick return right at the start of the second half there. You know, during the postseason, I know you said at some point we're going to have to make a decision on his roster spot. I mean, how close were you to putting it on IR, and how glad are you that you didn't do it?
It came right down to, I walked in his locker on the Monday, whatever Monday that was, and said, you know, Percy, this is that time. You know, you're going to need 2 weeks to get ready for a game of practicing with us. And so this is that day we talked about, and he said, Coach, don't IR me, I can go. And I said, you know, and everything was still kind of up in the air. We weren't quite sure, but we went ahead and trusted that, and he proved that he could. Unfortunately, got knocked around, you know, a couple weeks ago against the Saints, but He made his recovery. He made it back. It was a very difficult season for Percy. It was very, very traumatic for him because he wanted to be part of it so badly, and he's such a great competitor. Unfortunately, he didn't. But when he had his chances, he did something for us. And the really exciting thing is, this is just the first year of his contract. He's going to be with us for a long time. 5 more. It seems like he's just going to play one time and that's it. He's just getting started with us. So we'll have a great future, and we'll be really excited as we formulate the whole plan with everybody fitting in together.
Coach, first championship in Seahawks history, and you bring the Super Bowl now back to Seattle. It's the first championship of any kind professionally since the 70s, and the Supersonics beat the Washington Bullets way back when. Of course, they're not even in Seattle anymore. You talked about the 12th man on the podium with Michael Strahan, and you've got to be so proud to bring them a championship after the type of support that they gave this team all season long.
I don't even have the words to explain that relationship and what we feel about this, because they have been so much a part of it. The 12th man is the fabric of this whole area. They represent this great spirit and this great connection to our team that we owe so much to, that they were just as big a part of winning games as we were, and we fit together so well that it's the fact that we get to carry this trophy back and give it to them is just out of sight. And so I'm so thrilled about that, because it's everybody's world championship.
I want to talk about you personally. 20 years ago this season, you were fired after 1 year as the head coach of the New York Jets. You go to New England for a few years, you bounce around, you go to USC. It's been a long journey for you. What's it mean now, the culmination?
Yeah, I'm old.
To be hoisting, to be hoisting that Lombardi trophy tonight, 20 years ago in this very town, to be let go after your 1 year.
And pretty good company, by the way, with Jimmy Johnson, our very own Jimmy Johnson, and Barry Switzer is the only 3 individuals to take home a college national championship and a Super Bowl championship. Yeah,
that's an honor. That's an honor to be connected with those guys in that regard. It really has no bearing at all. I mean, that was so long ago, and such a, the thing, I'm talking about the Jets, time here. It was 5 great years. I love that we were around here. We had a blast coaching here and representing New York. But that year, and what happened there has nothing to do with anything. I never carried it that way. It was just a decision that was made, and on we went. But I will say this, the fact that we had the opportunity to do it in college and win a lot of games and show what it takes to do that, I was really proud of. And those were the funnest years of my coaching life. And then to have a chance, though, to come here with the opportunity, the way Paul Allen structured it, where we could have total control of this thing and run the thing at the highest level that you can compete at. It was too good to be true. And so then to get to this point today and tonight with this football team and everybody that puts so much into this, it's a great thrill. It really is. And I'm really proud. I'm proud that we showed that we know how to do this. And so now we're. Okay, so we got this done. Now we got to get started on the next one.
No, not before you party.
Enjoy it for at least
not
one
before
night.
you party.
You don't have to tell me that, all right?
I was going to say, you're an energetic guy. You've got a youthful team. You've got an energetic fan base. I got to imagine this is going to be the party of a lifetime. Huh?
Well, it starts a big part. Let me make this mention, too, that the people back home, I know they're celebrating. Let's make sure we do it right. If anybody's listening, let's not make mistakes, and let's take care of and respect everybody's property and all that, so we can still have a great time. The team and all of the support staff, everybody's going to have a blast tonight. Nobody's going to bed tonight. It's a great night for us.
Joel, I have a question. Coach, you got something over here. I see something on your face. Can you tell us the story why you're a little bruised up on the face today?
Well, I did get hit returning the kickoff in practice on it this week, and I jumped in and gave Percy a break. I'm trying to do the right thing, and Derek Coleman grabs me, and Maragos comes in and gives me a shot in the head. So
was it turnover Thursday?
Hey, we covered kicks like wild men tonight, so it was okay. I don't mind it. If I contributed that in any way, I'll take the hit.
It was almost Infirmary Friday.
Yeah, exactly. You were a defensive guy. And obviously, you built USC that way. You've built Seattle now this way. And to hold the league's highest scoring offense in history, 606 points to 8 on this stage, that's got to make you very proud.
Yeah, it does. I'm not taking that the way that you're sending it out, too, because I'm just thinking about what we did what we wanted to do. We played the way we wanted to play, and it just happens that they're a great football team and all that. I don't take the great pride in that fact. That just doesn't factor into me. I understand it, and Peyton is extraordinary. What a season they had. But on this night, it wasn't about them. It was about our guys playing ball, and playing football the way we know how to play and the way we're committed to. And it just worked out. This is kind of how we play. And so I'm really proud of that, and thrilled for these guys that they were able to knock that out. But it isn't about the other guys in this regard. It was really just about our guys playing football and our offense playing football and our special teams playing the way we had designed it to play. And it worked out, and we got ourselves a championship.
Defensively, I mean, mean, Peter and I had just settled into our green room seats, and there's that safety. I mean, you've got to be thinking, boy, that's a great
mess.
one.
That was a mess. No, I feel terrible for them. I mean, that's not supposed to happen in this game. You know, it was. What are you going to do about it? We didn't deserve that. We didn't do anything for it. They just gave it to us. So we took it, you know, and I like that they kicked us the ball. We got to move it. We got down there. Unfortunately, we had to kick the field goal. I was dying to go for it there on 4th down, you know, but we just needed to keep the momentum going at that time, I thought.
How's this for irony? You mentioned the 12th man. You scored that safety in the first half, 12 seconds into the game. The kick return, 12 seconds into the second half. The 12th man, a factor. Coach, you're a world champion. Congratulations. Now go get a dry shirt.
Appreciate it, guys. All right, have a great broadcast. See you later.
You got it. Thank you so much, Coach. Seattle Seahawks, world champions. They're winners here from MetLife Stadium in Super Bowl 48. Our continued coverage on Fox Sports Live of this Super Bowl continues from MetLife, Times Square, and L.A. as we roll on.
Going out is even better for you. Because Fridays is still serving up 2 new entrees under 500 calories and an appetizer for just $10. Dinner or late night. In here, it's always Friday.
The flu. I took medicine, but I still have symptoms.
Truth is, not all flu products treat all your symptoms.
What?
Alka-Seltzer Plus Severe Cold and Flu speeds relief to these 8 symptoms.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Tomorrow, Xavier takes on number 9 Villanova. Tuesday, Butler battles Marquette. All part of 2 great nights of Big East basketball.
The big cable and phone companies are slowly digging ditches to bring you high-speed internet. And you're left to wait. Well, we're not waiting. We're taking technology to new heights. And not just for some, for everyone in every corner. Today's internet is not a luxury, it's a necessity. You can't wait for high-speed internet. And thanks to the world's fastest growing network, you won't have to. The future can't wait. Welcome to the Ubiquity World Network.
Show it off, America. You did it right. And you went to the one place that helps you do it right. AutoZone. We have the advice, the instructions, we even loan tools. Because parts are just part of what we do. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Can't buy me love. The Beatles. 1. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. All you need is love. 27 #1 hits in one collection. Available now.
Thought you couldn't afford a hot tub? Well, ThermoSpa's designed one that's energy efficient and requires no costly installation. You simply plug it in and fill it with a garden hose. To learn how you can own a custom-built hot tub, call for a free DVD and information catalog, and we'll include a gift coupon for free delivery and installation. ThermoSpa's offers many features found on no other hot tub. Why? Because it's not just a hot tub, it's a ThermoSpa's.
On Fox. The Great American Race returns. The Daytona 500, February 23rd, only on Fox.
Here's a stat to chew on. Over the last 30 years, there have only been 6 meetings between each conference's top seeds. Each of those 6 meetings have been won by the NFC. John Fox, one-on-one with EA.
John, you guys entered this game with the most high-powered offense in the NFL. What happened tonight?
Well, I think we just ran into a buzzsaw. I mean, we didn't play well enough to beat a very, very good Seattle Seahawks team. And, you know, my hat's off to Pete and his staff and his players. They played very well.
You told me at halftime we have to stop turning the ball over. Why were you guys running into problems with turnovers?
Well, I mean, I think you got to give some of the credit to Seattle Seahawks defense. You know, they stripped the ball, had it out a couple times, and then the 2 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown.
with everything that Peyton has accomplished this year and all that he puts into the game, which we all know, how's he taking it right now?
You know, I mean, disappointed like all of us. You know, I think he had a tremendous year, and you know, we just didn't finish it like we'd like to, but we accomplished a lot of good things. I'm proud of the guys in that locker room, including Peyton, all the things they went through and the things they overcame.
Thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.
I thank you, Aaron.
Gracious in defeat, the Seahawks and Broncos, the 6th Super Bowl meeting between the regular season's top-ranked scoring D and top-ranked scoring offense, respectively. The Seahawks win gives the top-ranked defenses their 5th win all-time. The top-ranked offenses having just 1 victory. She's climbed to the top of the sports broadcasting world. It's Molly McGrath, everyone.
Thanks, Jay. The Super Bowl commercials were a big hit, as always, Sunday. And I asked you guys on Twitter which ones were your favorites. You answered using the hashtag #MyFavoriteAd, and I've picked a few of my favorite tweets. Let's take a look. All right, at Justice Pinkney says, Jimmy, you're so old. It's the future. Hashtag Doritos. Hashtag #MyFavoriteAd. Let's take a look at what he's talking about.
Hey, Mr. Smith. Want to try out my time machine? It runs on Doritos.
Sure. So now what?
Gotta put the whole bag in.
Okay.
Yes.
It's really working, Jimmy! This is the greatest moment of my life! Get out of my yard! Jimmy? You're so old.
All right, for our next commercial, Daniel Cook 01 says, and Oiko slips in late for the win. Hashtag Full House. Take a look.
You got something on your right here.
Oops, I did it again.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Oh.
Take off your pants, Greek boy.
Huh?
You heard the man. Take those pants off. That's gonna stain.
Dan and Oikos Greek yogurt. Fuel your pleasure.
No, please. Don't leave me alone with them.
She wasn't good for us anyway.
Gotta love Full House. And now we go to my favorite ad of the Super Bowl and also Richie Bambara's favorite ad. He said, gotta show some love for the FS Live promo that aired during Super Bowl 48, where Jay and Dan wear some fur coats that rival Joe Namath's. Let's take a look at that.
Hi, I'm Jay. He's Dan. We're kind of a big deal.
We're the new hosts of Fox Sports Live. Now let's meet the Dream Team.
Get on in here, Gary Payton and Andy Roddick.
Andy's a fern?
Walk right through that door. Donovan McNabb and Ephraim Salam.
That's a wall.
And Carissa Thompson in a clamshell? Boom shakalaka. Every highlight, every story, every night.
You're welcome, America. Those coats were extremely hot.
Yeah, they were very hot, and I ate at least 50 or 60 shrimp on that shoot. Give me that stat time. This one is easy thanks to Mark Cuban. Cuban sent out a tweet that said I had safety on the first play in Vegas. $1,000,000 to 1, $20 million bucks, baby.
Turns out he was kidding. Here we were all hoping he'd got more rich.
Yes. Nothing people love more than when a billionaire brags about winning a bet.
The Seahawks' 43-8 victory over the Broncos is not only one of the most dominant Super Bowl victories ever, but one of the most unique as well. Seattle, the only team in Super Bowl history to score by way of kickoff return, interception return, and safety all in one Super Bowl. It also proves it really does take all 3 phases of the game to win a title.
Pete Carroll, we saw him earlier, made history, taking home a Super Bowl title at the age of 62 in 140 days, 3rd oldest head coach ever to win a title, behind only Tom Coughlin and Dick Vermeil. Carroll, just the 3rd coach to win a NCAA title.